3 minutes played so far in the second quarter.
How's it going, fellas? And I'm back with another How to Shoot in NBA 2K17, and today I'm going to be talking about Shaquille O'Neal, Big Daddy. And Big Daddy was a beast in the 90s and the early 2000s. When he was playing with Orlando and the LA Lakers, he was an absolute beast. He was easily the best center I've ever seen play the game of basketball. I never saw Wilt Chamberlain or Bill Russell or anything like that. I'm not quite that old, guys, even though I'm a little older than probably you fellas are, but he was just dominant. He actually brought down a glass backboard. He is the reason why they reinforced backboards so they don't come down on people. He was an absolute machine. If you were in the paint, he would just dunk on you. He was an absolute beast, as I said, in the 90s and 2000s. Modern day center, there is no one better. He just used to ragdoll people and just make them look like children out there. The first thing I want you to do when using Shaquille O'Neal in this game is just make sure you expose mismatches. From a small forward to point guard, you need to expose them if they're guarding Shaq. Post up and back them down. And that's the one thing with the rotations in this game. You're going to get a lot of mismatches on Shaq. So you need to exploit them. When Shaq definitely has a point guard, post up, use your strength like what Shaq does in real life. And this will even work against bigger guys, but not to the extent of the littler guys in a mismatch. You've got to use your strength. Post up and back them down. Walk towards the paint. They're not going to be able to stop you if they don't have the strength to match Shaq. The next thing I want to talk about is don't shoot jump shots with Shaq. Shaq is not a shooter, one way, shape or form. There is no point shooting open shots. There's no point shooting contested, mid-range, anything. You do not throw up a jump shot with Shaq. You need to utilize the post as much as possible and use the spin moves and try and get close to the basket to dunk on people. Even layups, he might get some layups, but you've got to be able to dunk on people. That's the only way Shaq will score points. He won't make free throws very often. He won't make mid-ranges, and don't even think about throwing threes up. Like, yeah, they might go in 1, maybe 2 out of 10, but it's just no point. You need to utilize the post when using Shaq. Over and over and over again. Every time he gets the ball, you need to use the post game. If you're one of those players that don't play on-ball defense and you use your center as an off-ball character just to move around the paint, you need to box out on defense with Shaq. He has a 97 box out. He boxes out pretty much anybody. So if you're in position, if you're using the off-ball and the rebound goes up and you're in position in between the ring and the ball, the person and the ball, you need to box out because you'll get the rebound every single time. Shaq has a very high 90s box out, so you need to use the box out. I think it's L2 or R2. I'm pretty sure it's L2 to box out. So if you are boxing out with the big man, if you're off-balling, make sure you box out the big man because you'll get the rebounds every single time. The one thing that does really affect Shaq is his speed, and it's really hard for these big men to rotate effectively on defense with the speed that they've got. As long as you rotate properly, it doesn't really matter, but when you don't rotate properly, it really does affect your defense when you have a big slow man like this trying to rotate out to three-point lines and things like that. It really does affect him. And things like pick and rolls as well. He's not as effective in pick and rolls because of his speed. You can use him as a decoy, but don't get in the habit of using him too much in the pick and roll because he just doesn't have the speed to get open, or if he is still covered and you give him the ball, he doesn't have the speed to get around players to create space for himself or others. The last thing I want to talk about is just two stats that I didn't really think Shaq had, and that was hands. He has a very high 80s or even 90s hands, and that's really good for him when he grabs a rebound and he comes down and players just spam the square button trying to steal it. It'll be harder for them to steal it before he can jump up and slam on them. So that's a very good thing to have. And even the post hook, I never really thought Shaq had a post hook, and I never thought to really do that. I think it's a 92 or a 93 or something like that. So post hooks as well are very effective with Shaq. So don't underestimate his post game, guys. That's everything with Shaq in attack. It's just post game, post game, post game. Anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. If you're still here, thanks for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It really does help me out. Like and comment down below as well, just so I know what you like about the series or what I can improve or who you'd like to see next or anything like that. Just leave some comments down below. But other than that, I've talked and raved long enough, guys. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.